Welcome into Good Day After the Show, streaming exclusively on WTOL 11+.
Yeah, glad to have you back. We missed you on Good Day After the Show last week. Tatiana had to hold down the fort.
I know you two did well, and it was a pretty lively show.
Yeah, of course.
I can only assume with Tatiana being here. But I'm back. Nice to be back. So I was in New Mexico and also Arizona. So on Good Day, told you about the Arizona piece of things. So we got a chance to visit the Grand Canyon. So I believe we have a photo of that, my wife and I with the Grand Canyon and behind us there, looking like, you know, I describe it this way. It looks like a photo is in front of you, but that photo still does not look real. 277 miles. That's how far it stretches.
Forever.
Wow. I mean, it's just
it has to feel like forever.
Absolutely amazing. So that was the Arizona side of things, but there was also a New Mexico piece to this because we have some friends who moved to New Mexico about 6 years ago. So we stayed with them, and that's where this idea of going to New Mexico came from.
Had to go visit.
So it was really cool because they live in Gallup, New Mexico, which is what they call a border town to the Navajo reservation. So the reservation stretches the Four Corners area there with Utah, Colorado, Arizona, New Mexico. So this was like a culture shock for us because we have never experienced being on a reservation before. So that was really nice, and we got a chance to eat some of the food that's there. And that's always something to do when you go somewhere new, to try the food. You know, the Stevetarian diet.
Did it kind of go out the window a little bit?
The Stevetarian diet never goes out the window.
Oh, I see.
Because I adjust, I can tweak as I see fit. It's a principle thing. It's not law driven, right? I'll break it down to you one day. So let's take a look at what we got here. I think the first image might be on the res. Oh, no, that's the fry bread.
Fry bread.
So fry bread, you've heard of this before.
I have.
But for folks who don't know, this is a dough that's fried. I believe a little salt might be put in it. My wife helped to make this with a Navajo woman. We got a chance to go over their house and have some food. So you get the fry bread, and what you see in that next image are Navajo tacos. So I just put beans, and you can see some veggies on mine. There's
some ground beef in there?
So not on my taco, but on others, yeah, they did have it. So what's interesting about the Navajo meat, what they do, they don't put any seasoning on it. So green chilies, that green and red chilies, that's like the flavoring.
For everything.
And I don't want to say they don't put seasoning on any of their meat because I only had 2 dishes that were Navajo. So the next one you'll see, I had mutton, which is lamb. Right?
I've never had mutton.
It was thinly sliced. So you'll see it there, and underneath fry bread, then you have the green and red chilies there as well. Corn and a potato, and you just take it and you wrap it and you eat it. So I tried the mutton without like everything with it. It was a very earthy, gamey taste. So I did sprinkle a little salt on it because I was told salt goes a long way. So it was good. I don't have to do it again, but it was nice to experience the culture. So I had
Were there bones in there?
Yeah, there was bones. So usually that's not the thing. So what they do is a flea market. They call it Market Day. So everyone comes in to Gallup from the reservation. So Gallup is a town of about 20,000 on Saturdays. It's a town of about 70,000.
A lot.
Because everyone comes in. So that was called the Mutton Deluxe. So I go into this little shop to get some food. And I said, hey, because I was hearing about mutton, I said, let me get the Mutton Deluxe. So I get it as it's presented, and I'm like, can I get a fork? And the guy's like, well, usually people just eat it. And I'm like, hold on, I don't need a fork. I said, I'm going to eat it how it's supposed to be eaten. So pretty messy, pretty messy. But it was a cool experience. And I tell you this, it was just really nice because I've never been around any Native people before. So it was awesome understanding the culture a little bit. Very mild, meek people, beautiful culture as well. Got a chance to see a lot of the jewelry and things like that. So I asked this question too because it was my first time sitting down with anyone who has any heritage that's Native. And I asked, is Indian okay? Do you prefer indigenous? Like, what do you
Native
want?
American?
Native American, because let's be honest, no one really knows.
Sure.
We're all kind of like, what do I say?
Is this offensive?
So I asked two Navajo men and one Navajo woman, and I got this across the board. It depends on who you're talking to. Some may be offended by Indian. If you don't know why, just do a little research on it and it'll all make sense.
Sure.
But what I walked away with was this. I will call people by their tribe. So
Navajo.
I'll just call them Navajo or Zuni or Hopi, whatever it is, just call them by their tribe, because that's what it is. The reservation that's a whole nother conversation, but everything is bordered off according to tribe. So it was something interesting to see. And it's something that's unique. It was so unique to me because I feel like in school, it's kind of brushed over. Maybe you disagree, agree with that.
No, I don't.
But it seems really brushed over, and to see exactly what the reservation is, and that's happening right here. It was a culture shock in a major way. So opened my perspective about just life in general. So I really enjoyed the trip.
Good experience.
Gloria did too, and we're looking forward to going back. Yeah.
I had a similar experience when I moved to North Dakota. There is the Sioux tribe and the Standing Rock Reservation, which was part of our coverage area. And it was my first time being on a reservation as well. And I had a very similar, I had no idea. It was much different than I had pictured.
Yes.
In the way that I grew up.
Yeah.
It was much different. So, but to your point about the culture, it's beautiful.
It is.
And I've had fry bread. I haven't had mutton though, but the fry bread is so good. And they would do the street fairs, and sell that at the fairs. And I would always get some of that, and the jewelry.
Yeah, and a
lot
lot of misconceptions as well. Like I was told, like, oh, if you're Native, you get paid by the government, right? I've heard that before. It's not true. Right. It's just not. I mean.
So yeah, I would encourage everyone to visit and see. For me, the healthcare situation was something that I reported on a lot. That was a situation.
And it's a situation I would assume on most reservations, if not all. And I would only assume, I don't know the reporting, but they just didn't have infrastructure. They didn't have enough doctors, enough nurses at the healthcare facilities, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and there just wasn't much infrastructure.
In general. Because I believe.
A small clinic.
Yeah, so the Navajo Reservation is actually the largest reservation in the U.S., and 30 to 40% of people who live on the reservation don't have running water or electricity. My mind was blown
First
to
Americans
hear that.
here.
Wow.
Yeah. So you'll be going back?
I will.
Yeah.
We will. We will be checking it out because there's so much more to explore. We went to the Grand Canyon. So the Havasupai tribe, they live in the Grand Canyon. They actually have a school there. So once a year they do like a lottery. I believe it's on March 15th, where you're able to try to get tickets to be able to camp down there for about 4 days. So that's something that we want to do, to be able to experience that, because that would be next level to see the Grand Canyon from inside.
Yeah. And as we just learned through your trivia this week, 6,000 feet.
Yeah, at its deepest point.
At the deepest point. Wow. So glad you got that opportunity to get out there.
Eye-opening for sure.
Yeah. And hey, check it out.
Yeah, and the Southwest is beautiful if no one's ever been. Yeah, that was our first time out there.
I haven't spent a whole lot of time out there myself. Just look
at that. Yeah, so that was
the Sunset Forever.
That's on the Navajo Reservation on our way to Arizona. So we were in Arizona at that point, and the sun was going down, snow-capped mountains, just absolutely gorgeous. We spent 2 nights in Flagstaff, Arizona. Phenomenal place to stay, by the way. We didn't get a chance to go down to Sedona. So next. There's so much to explore out there, so we're looking forward to it.
Good deal. Well, glad to have you back, though.
It's nice to be back. New perspective as well, so that's always good.
And just in time for brackets.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Just in time for March Madness. Coming up after the break, we're going to break down the brackets before we rip them up.
I think this is a winning bracket.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll see.
Stay with us. Here it is.
Yes, the
winner.
The winning bracket.
The winner.
It's right here, actually.
I don't think so.
Thank you, Tim.
Has anyone ever won these?
Oh, perfect
Yeah.
bracket?
Does it ever happen?
I don't know. I doubt it.
Well,
That's hard to do.
Hopefully you filled one out on our WTOL 11 bracket challenge so you have the chance to win money. We can't win, but we can play and have a good time.
We can play and have a good time. Yeah. So,
let's break it down, Stephen. So by the time you all are watching this, though, my bracket will probably already be ripped in half.
Same
because
here.
we'll have a day or two's worth of games.
yeah, it's okay. So I'll just get to this. My championship matchup: Florida versus Houston. Two number ones, and my final four, all number ones, Amanda. So after I actually finished my bracket, I was like, this is kind of weak sauce, no true upsets, but I'm not changing anything.
I was going to ask if
Because
you were going to start over.
You got to go with how you're feeling, you know? And the reason why I say that is because we did a bracket here, WTOL 11 bracket challenge here last year, and I went with my feels.
And that served you well.
And I won.
What'd you win, Steve?
A Yeti cup.
I was going to say
let me show you what it
looks
looks
a little like mine.
I don't know if it looks a little like or exactly
alike?
Let's see.
That one's mine for the record.
This is yours. Okay.
I
No.
won this from the station years ago.
Okay.
And it used to say WTOL on it.
So
but it came
mine
off.
has WTO.
Yeah, mine used to.
So in time, it'll look like
What was the
that.
prize the year before that you didn't win?
I think it was like $100 Mancey's gift card. Let's not talk about that. I'm like,
Oh, man.
I'm like, what is this about?
What?
Why did I get played? Like what is
Yeti
about?
cups are like 40, 50 bucks.
Yeti cup or $100
$100
Mancey gift card?
I know.
Easy answer. So who you got in the
So
championship?
just a little tip there for whoever's doing the prizes. Okay, so I also have Florida in my championship game, but I have them winning the whole thing against Duke.
Okay.
But I think my score is high. I don't think it's going to be that high score. I think it'll be more like 70 to 65.
Okay, and I'm 64-60, Houston beating Florida. And I think my score is a little too low, honestly, because the way the game of basketball is now, way more three-pointers, so it's probably going to be higher, but I just, that's what I was feeling at the time.
At the time.
Yeah.
So you said you had all number one seeds in your Final Four. I have 2 2s and 2 1s.
I wish this bracket would show like the ranking because...
I know, because so Duke and Florida are 1s. So I think my Tennessee was my 2 and my Michigan State was my number 2.
Okay.
Michigan State I thought was not 1. I thought they were like
2.
3, 2 maybe?
I think they're 2, and I think Michigan is like 5 or
There's
6.
a lot of
Michigan's
thinking
5.
going on right now.
Yeah, so Tim lives in Michigan,
I
so
do.
you're normally a University of Michigan
Right.
fan.
My wife works there for one. So
Okay.
that
So,
helps.
you have to be a fan. Helps pay bills,
But my
yeah.
daughter this fall will be going to Michigan State.
Congratulations.
Okay.
So
You
we're going to
best
be
of
one of
both.
those house divideds.
What do you think?
Yeah. So a lot of people are complaining because Michigan was ranked number 5. Wisconsin was ranked number 3. Michigan beat Wisconsin twice this year and has a lower record.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what gets tricky when it comes to college, and you have these folks who get an opportunity to vote on rankings. It gets a little weird, but
it
at the
has
end
to
of
be
the
just
day, the
their
best
opinion.
team will win. Yes, it is their opinion,
Yeah.
but the best team will come out
Subjective.
as the victor.
True.
Right? Because they have to
Whatever
win.
they were
They
seeing.
have to win every game.
You know what I do like about this bracket is there's no Buckeyes
Oh.
in the bracket at all.
No, there's not.
And as a Michigan fan, that doesn't make me sad.
Does that cross over with
Wisconsin,
basketball as well? That rivalry?
Sure. I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Certainly not as strong as football.
As football.
Right.
I mean, those two organizations are definitely more storied.
So, Stephen, you do have some upsets, though, right? I think Vanderbilt.
Yeah, and so
Is playing
so
well.
I
have them
did like
too.
in those first rounds. I had some upsets. Again, I wish the ranking numbers were on
That
this
would
bracket.
be helpful.
That would be helpful. But as I got to the Final Four, I'm like, okay, everyone's a number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I had those upsets didn't last long. They didn't stand the test of time.
They only got through the first round.
You know, I'm hoping that we see something like what happened with, you guys remember Oakland University last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, right? right up the road in Michigan. They were able to go far. And I forget the guy's name. One game, he had the game of his life. I mean, he couldn't miss a three-pointer. And I was like, yeah, this will never happen again for him, but I'm happy he's able to live in this moment. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing.
Do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking forward to seeing, like a team like that just kind of make
I'm also
a run.
bummed because I don't see Loyola on there, right?
Oh,
that was
you're
Sister
right.
Jean's,
Sister Jean.
who I believe, is still with us and
Shot
still
City.
kicking.
Yeah.
Let me see if she's on the women's bracket because I printed one of
I
those.
don't know.
I don't remember seeing a story where she.
Tim, what a great time to bring this up. This is awkward now.
She's alive.
Thank you.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I think we would have heard that. I think.
Yeah, she's
think-
alive.
So, but yeah, that was a bummer.
But we're doing a lot of thinking here.
Yeah, I don't see
We're talking about
Loyola
a good day
on
after
on the women's bracket either, but I'm just. So last year, South Carolina beat Iowa, right, in the women's.
Yeah, the finals.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the South Carolina is they're a #1 seed again this year, so. Probably.
Think they'll win it?
Yeah, I think maybe.
Yeah, and I think so. The UConn women's team has done really well so many years, but I think that they've faced a few setbacks.
You're
This is a
right.
different year for
UConn's usually
everybody.
really good.
They went on like a super long winning streak.
Huskies.
Yeah. at
Yeah.
some point.
So USC is a #1, UCLA is a #1, South Carolina is a #1, and Texas is a #1 for the women.
Okay. I'm going.
Iowa's a
Texas this year.
6th this year.
I'll go Texas. Yeah. They don't have Caitlin Clark.
Right. I know. Clearly, that she was a difference maker.
But still being #6 is pretty
It's good.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
good. And she's doing really well in the WNBA. So good for her. Well, we'll see how many people get angry by the end of this first weekend. What do you think?
Yeah, most people will be. I'll say
So people watching right now
99.9%.
already know some of the winners. and they
Yes,
already
mine
know
was so
who's right.
bad last year. Mine was real bad last
Really?
year. I do think I literally lost half my bracket
Immediately?
in the first weekend. Yeah, I think I did. So, come on, Gators. Come on.
We'll see. I got them in the championship,
I like
just
our
not
trio.
winning.
Go
You know
I'm
who my
secretly-
favorite Gator is?
Who?
Joakim Noah. He won 2 national championships with
Okay.
Florida. Then he got drafted by the Chicago
Bulls.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm also, I would be happy to see Michigan go far.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I like Michigan.
Michigan
Won the Big
State.
Ten championship tournament. Big Ten tournament championship.
When it comes down to it, Michigan or Ohio State, I root for
Yeah.
Michigan.
Yeah, we know. But I think Michigan State
You don't
will have
gotta-
a good team.
Apologize to me. What's
Oh, I know.
He's like, no problem.
But I would like to see Michigan State win. I like Izzo. We were able to, a few years ago, Gloria and I, we went down to Columbus and we checked out some March Madness, which was really fun to watch. Also, Draymond Green.
Oh.
He went to Michigan State as
Okay.
well. So I'm a big
So did
Draymond
Magic.
Green
He's,
fan. Yeah,
he's
so
the
did
guy
Magic.
who actually likes Draymond.
And Draymond and Magic are from,
Chicago.
no,
I don't know.
Saginaw, Michigan.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, Saginaw,
know
Michigan.
that.
Some great athletes from Saginaw. I believe Venus and Serena were born there
Okay.
and then moved out. The family then moved out later to
Something in the water,
California.
maybe.
Could be.
I
Maybe.
should know that as a Michigan native.
Come on, Tim. Come on. All right, coming up after the break, we're going to talk about a little mishap we had on the show. Live TV, it happens. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So earlier this week, we were just minding our own business, going on with the show, and then this happened.
Maybe one day. Hopefully not.
Hopefully not, but,
but maybe.
a warning.
Thank you.
You might.
What happened?
We lost a light.
All right. So there we go. Do you have a hack? Do you have a
I don't have a hack for
Do
that.
you have a hack for this? What's going
Kaylee's
on?
going to get a flashlight.
Good morning, everybody. We are here. What's going on? Why is she running like that?
I don't know. I think we should probably.
I got
just take-
scared.
Steven
Let's
was
go to
really
break.
worried
I
about
was
Kaylee running
because she
We're gonna
jetted
cook with
off.
Brianna.
Like,
Actually, she went to go find the engineer.
I've never witnessed Kaylee like run like that, so it was like, is everything okay? My
She's like,
mind
"Yeah, the lights
goes,
went out."
you know, flight or fright, whatever, fight or fright,
Yeah,
whatever it
yeah.
is. Yeah, that part.
She went to go get help.
It didn't look like she was getting help.
Tim, do you know what happened? Like why they went out?
So we have all these lights that are in here.
Yeah. So all 5 of these up here went out.
Right, all these
Yeah.
ones up here went out. There was a piece of equipment that we think maybe it was overloaded, Had too
Okay.
many things plugged into it, just like your stuff
blew
at
a fuse.
home. So it went off, but only these 5 went off.
Yeah.
As you see, there's lots more in
There's
here.
a ton of lights
that
in
people
here.
don't normally
And we
see.
ended up having to move the show over
to here.
to what we call the BAM.
The BAM, the big amazing monitor.
That's what it stands for. And we did the rest of the show over here because the lights over there still work.
Right.
But yeah,
So I mean, it looks fine for the most part, but had all of the lights gone out, I will show you what it looks like. I'll come over here to our lighting board. This is
Ooh, this is really behind the
so. If I bring this down and I turn, is that everything?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
The 5 that went out on us are still on. There we go.
There we go.
So it would have looked like this.
It's dark.
It's actually kind of cool look.
Right?
Yeah,
It's
well,
got a
and we've
neat
got all these
vibe.
monitors that are still.
You know, if I had like a glow in the dark tie on or something like that, and your blazer would like light
Yeah.
up, yeah, that
We should
would
do
be
it
really
like
fun.
the Mud Hens do
Like,
that
yeah.
glow game.
Oh
We
yeah,
should
it was
do
like when I went to play laser tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did laser. Stephen, you weren't here. Maggie, we introduced Maggie to laser tag. It was fun.
Fun.
Yeah. So it could get really dark in here.
So
And
that was the first time that actually happened to me on air.
Because Tim was asking, he was like, "What's the craziest thing that's happened to you?" And I mean, luckily, nothing. And I think on this show we take everything in stride anyway.
Right. Oh my goodness! Wow.
Ah,
Turn those
it's
lights back on.
bright.
It's really bright. Yeah, if this were a new show, it would be a little bit more panic.
Yes, and I do think that it happened over the weekend.
Oh.
Yeah, so Michael Sandlin, our weekend evening anchor, said it had happened during the show over the weekend, but it was like during a commercial break, luckily. So they did the same thing we did and did like the last block over on the BAM.
Okay.
So
You learn how to adjust.
yeah.
You have to.
Yeah, our brilliant engineers have rectified the problem. They think they've got, should it happen again, there's a workaround, that's our way.
A workaround. So
yeah.
were you the one who actually fixed it, Tim?
No, it was not me. It was our
Terry was climbing on the ladder.
Terry, our good
we
guy,
were nervous.
Chris.
Yeah, he
was
kinda
on
like-
the case, and
He kind of took almost a tumble, just a
And
little
just
bit.
just to add, how long has Terry been working here?
he's been here since like '81.
Yeah, as long as Dan Cummins almost.
Something
He's
like
been here longer than Dan Cummins, so like, just to give you an idea of maybe his age,
Okay. Yeah.
climbing on a ladder.
And Terry knows a lot too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
he'll
knows a
tell you.
lot. Yeah. He'll break it down for you.
He'll chat with
He's a
you.
good guy.
So we have a great show planned great shows planned for next week too.
Oh yeah. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here.
Oh, good for you.
See, just like you, getting a little breaky break vacation, I'm going to take mine. My daughter's on spring break. We're not really going anywhere. But it looks like I'm kind of jealous. And I said this to Wendy, our producer, earlier. I was like, "You've got sourdough on the show on Monday?" Yeah,
You're like, I'll save you some.
please. Actually, I have some in my pantry. I love sourdough. I haven't gotten into the whole starter kit thing yet because you got to feed this thing every
Oh
day.
yeah, because it grows.
Yeah,
Will it last a
you
week?
got to feed it. Yeah.
I don't know. Will it last a week if you save it for her?
I got you.
Yeah.
I think so.
Fortified with penicillin.
You'll be fine.
And we're talking a little baseball and Toledo's top talent next week as well. So should be
Yeah,
fun.
Chris Shutters is coming on. He's going to sing, play. And because Mud Hen's home opener is next Friday.
Yeah.
Believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're here.
So a little preview.
I forget what I called. I think 83 with a 15-mile-per-hour breeze. I think that's what I called. Maybe I said 63.
I don't think you said 83. No, I think you
63?
said, yeah.
I don't remember.
I think maybe 70, actually.
73? See, you don't
And
remember
I
either.
said like 40,
40.
which I'm closer. Did you see that 10-day? There's like 48 or something for the high.
We'll see. It'll change.
Don't worry.
It'll change.
We'll roll the tape. We'll see what happens with the weather. But thanks for joining us here on Good Day After the Show.
Yeah, have a good weekend, everybody.
Yeah. Tell your friends.